Hey there, children. It is Dylan, your favorite
bitch,
and welcome back to my channel. 2018 is coming to a close and a new year is upon us. And today I pray to our Lord and Savior, Key, that 2019 will be maybe a little bit less horrible. Today I'm going to be talking about what I want to happen in K-pop in 2019 and also what I think will actually happen in 2019. I'm not super well versed in every K-pop artist that exists in the world, so sorry if I don't mention your fave, but I would have absolutely no idea what to expect from groups I'm not familiar with, you know? So without further ado, let's get started, and let's start with a bang. That's right, Girls' Generation, ho. In case any of you didn't know, Girls' Generation is by far my favorite group of all time. I've been a fan since 2010, and I am so used to being spoiled. In 2010 through 2016, we got so much GG content. Korean albums, Japanese albums, solo albums, reality shows. We were so freaking spoiled. But then 2017 happened. SM celebrated their 10th anniversary as a group by releasing their 6th full-length Korean album, Holiday Night. But Hanny, it did not seem like much of a celebration on SM's part. There was so much questionable and shady activity by SM going on. I'm not even gonna get into all that in this video. If you want to know the tea, Google is your friend, man. Or maybe that will be its own separate video at a later time. But taking that year into consideration, I will try and be as realistic as possible. Considering that 3 members aren't even signed to the company that owns Girls' Generation, any new full group activities are definitely not guaranteed, but there's always hope. And in my wildest fantasy, I am hoping for a year that completely makes up for whatever happened in 2017. I want their 7th full-length Korean album. I want their 4th full-length Japanese album. I want a world tour. I want a new reality show. I'm hoping for literally anything and everything I can possibly get. But what will actually happen is probably a lot different than that little plan I just laid out for y'all. I think Taeyeon's 2nd full-length album is pretty much guaranteed. Tiffany's English EP is guaranteed, like she's said for sure that's coming out in 2019. And at the very least, I think some group activity is coming. SM has done something kind of genius. They have publicly stated that Girls' Generation is not disbanding, even though 3 of the members are not signed to the company itself anymore, and that full group activities are definitely still something that's in discussion. In the meantime, while some members are doing their own thing with solo music or acting or whatever they decided to do, SM formed a new unit with the 5 members who actually did re-sign called Girls' Generation OGG. Now, I don't know about you guys, but this was a complete surprise to me. I was not expecting a new unit, like that just didn't even cross my mind, but I very much so appreciated it. It was a great surprise. However, it was very obvious that SM did not go all in with this new unit debut. There was absolutely no promo for the debut besides an online reality show. But to their delight, and maybe their surprise, Lil Touch was a little hit, bitch, doing great in both digital and physical sales. And keep in mind, the physical option wasn't even an album, it was a single. It was literally 2 songs, and it wasn't even on a disc. It was on a little piece of useless plastic designed to be stuck into your phone, but if you had an iPhone 7, 8, or 10, you couldn't even use it. And for everybody who could actually use it, it didn't give you anything that you couldn't already get for free online. So the fact that Soan still purchased the shit out of that, it just shows you how powerful the Soan dollar is. We do not play around when it comes to our girls, no. And the music video is getting the most views for a GG video ever, like of any of them. It's already more than doubled the views of Holiday, and it's only been out for like 3 months. It's a hit, bitch. So with that in mind, I think at the very very least, we will get something new from OGG. But considering what Tiffany has said,
like, would Girls' Generation do an entire album?
We were actually, we thought about it. I think maybe after everybody's done with their like film productions, we might get together and start talking, because by that time we're all going to be like, yeah, let's do one.
I wouldn't completely rule out full group activities either. She seemed very optimistic that more music as a full group would be coming, but I think there's no way to tell if that would be something coming sooner rather than later. So I'm optimistic, I'm hopeful, but I'm not going to expect anything crazy. I don't want to get my hopes too high because I have been so spoiled as a Soan for the past however many years. I'm gonna try and keep my expectations in check. Okay, let's talk about Blackpink. I'm sorry, girls. Formally, I would like to give my apology on behalf of YG. I'm sorry on his behalf. I'm sorry. We're all sorry. We are all sorry. Everyone else, literally everyone else on this planet sees the potential of you guys in a group. Besides your company, I don't get it. So I hope that 2019 is the year that you guys are given what you've deserved since your debut. I'm of course talking about an album. But I think I need to reiterate that because I think maybe YG forgot what an album is and maybe forgot that fans will buy an album and you'll make money off of it. Like, I just don't get the logic. Blackpink's singles have been so successful, I don't understand why there has yet to be an album. Historically, the whole point of a single is to create buzz and get people excited for the album. Almost every one of their singles has been popular enough to be the lead single of an album, especially their 2 singles from this past year. They charted on the Billboard Hot 100 and Top 200, for God's sake. YG, what are you doing? There's so much money to be made. And I know you're not against making money, so like, what's the holdup? Realistically, what I think is guaranteed in 2019 is at least a mini album. I've also read that other members will be getting solo debuts in 2019, and if that's the case, I think a full album is really a stretch. It's definitely possible. SM does it all the time. In 2015, we had Lionheart from Girls' Generation, and we also had I from Taeyeon. And this year, we had The Story of Light from SHINee, and also solos from, oh my gosh, everybody besides Minho. YG, there's literally no excuse. There's never been an excuse. If YG makes the same mistakes with Blackpink as they did with 2NE1, fans are going to revolt. There will be protests. There will be an uproar, as there should be.
Where's the album? Where is the album? We need the damn album!
Moving on to my boys, SHINee. 2018 was full of SHINee content, and as you probably know, Onu is now serving his 2 years of service as required by South Korean law, so full group promos are not going to happen. I mean, I guess stranger things have happened on this planet. SM is a super greedy company, so I wouldn't rule out something, like maybe a fan event with the 3 members who aren't serving, something like that, but no comeback, no album. Maybe, just maybe a single that Onu already recorded his vocals for. That would not be crazy, and that would be a nice surprise, maybe to celebrate their 11th anniversary or something like that. And I would of course love a new full album from Taemin, and I would love a new album from Key, but considering last month Key released his full-length Korean album, and then this month he released a mini album in Japan, like that I'm not going to count on, but you know, I wouldn't be disappointed if you gave it to me. I want it, bitch. I think Taemin is the sure bet. For Red Velvet in 2019, I'm of course hoping for bops on the same level as Bad Boy, Russian Roulette, and Red Flavor, but I'm also hoping for maybe a solo debut or even a subunit, just something unexpected and cool. I think Seulgi and Wendy are at a place vocally where a solo debut is almost required at this point. I think a new full-length album is almost guaranteed considering the last release was a mini album. And unlike YG, SM likes to give their artists music so they can sell it and make money. Red Velvet has been active for 4 years and they have 2 full-length albums as well as 7 mini albums. That's how you do it, okay? That's how you make money while also making the fans happy. YG, like, take a note, like grab a pen and pencil and just like, well, you know what? You shouldn't even have to take notes. It's called just releasing music. It's not that hard of a concept. Gianna, baby. I want 2019 to be Gianna's year. I want this girl to come back bigger and better than ever. I would just love to see her first comeback without Cube be better than anything Cube ever did for her. I'm sure she will come back. I don't think there's a question about that, but I do think it will be hard to top what she's already done. But I believe in her. I think it's possible. Okay, now BTS. I expect, of course, more world domination. Personally, I'm hoping for more performances on US award shows because everything they've done so far has been on another level, and I like them showing American artists how it's done. I'm also hoping for an appearance at the Grammy Awards. I don't know if that's guaranteed because they were only nominated for Best Album Packaging, but the Grammys is the most prestigious American music award show that exists, so any excuse to be there, I think they should take it. And considering they had a #1 top-selling album in the United States this year, I think they have every right to be there. I don't know if a new album or a new tour is guaranteed considering both of those things happened this year, but taking into consideration how much money they have made across the globe, I wouldn't be surprised if we get it all over again. But on the other side of that, considering how much money has been made this past year, I also wouldn't be surprised if they just decide to take a break. I have no idea. Okay, let's talk about Luna. I'm new to the whole Luna universe, but I am in it for the long haul now, Henny. Personally, I would love more group, solo, and subunit activities. I'm obsessed with Luna Odd Eye Circle, and I liked the sound of a lot of the solo singles a lot more than the sound of the full group's mini album, but whatever ends up happening, I need the story that has been laid out so far to continue, because even if for some reason the music is a flop, I'll still be interested to see where the story goes. But I honestly have no idea what will happen. I don't know if the solo and subunit material only existed to build hype for the full group's debut, with no actual intent in continuing those projects. I don't know. So I'm hoping for more more of everything, but I'm expecting at the very least a mini album or a full album from Luna. Now, I know it might be a little bit crazy to even hope for this, but I really do hope we see the return of FX next year. A lot of y'all explained to me that there's actually quite a few very complicated reasons why FX has been missing, and so I think it's kind of foolish to expect anything, but I will keep my hopes high. I will hope for FX in 2019. I will expect nothing, but I will hope for everything. And at the very least, I would love something from Luna again, because Free Somebody was a damn underrated bop. That's everything I'm hoping for musically, but I'm sure 2019 would not be complete without some juicy scandals. I hope there's nothing crazy or traumatic. I hope nothing bad happens, but I do live for the tea, so I would love to know who's breaking up, who's making up, who's leaving a group, who's joining a group. I'm sure there's gonna be so much messy activity, and I'm sure there's gonna be some things that Korean celebrities are crucified for that I wouldn't even think twice about. I'm sure there will be some apologies that will not be accepted by the Korean public, and I'm sure the sexism will continue. I'm sure that girls will be talked about negatively non-stop for things that the guys aren't even talked about. Like, it's so annoying. Girls already have to go through so much just being born a girl. They don't need your extra judgment. Like, how about we just treat everybody fairly? How about if you didn't call out him for doing it, you don't call out her for doing it? If you're gonna hold women's visuals and personal lives to such a standard, you've gotta hold everybody to that standard. I don't want to see any more girls being crucified and then the boys not even being paid attention to. But the world is evil and people are horrible, so I don't expect that. I'm gonna hope for the human race to be a little bit more kind and forgiving in 2019, but I'm going to expect the human race to be a little bit more evil and a little bit more judgmental in 2019. I like to keep my expectations low so that I'm not disappointed, you know? Alright, that's it. That's everything I think will happen and everything I want to happen. What about you guys? What are you hoping for and what do you think will actually happen? Spill your guts in the comments below, and I would like to take this time formally to apologize to the Mullet Society, the secret Mullet Stan Society that I may have offended in my previous video. I will not apologize for hating mullets because that's just how I feel. I can't help the way I feel when I see a mullet. But I now understand that a lot of you actually enjoy mullets, so I'm just gonna have to suck it up. I don't think mullets are gonna be leaving in 2019, considering how many of you love them. And with that, I will say goodbye. Baby, your time is bitch.